Hello, welcome back. We've got so this is my half team's second game, where we played some humans last night, and I'm in a bit of a different setting. You might notice I'm actually at work on my lunch break, which is why I'm in this outrageous smart attire. Yes, this is High Elves against humans. So both of these teams are without a win so far this season. My game volume is extremely loud. I'm just going to turn this down a bit. Which will hopefully help. So humans have an ogre. They also have two other Mighty Blow players, so this is a bit of a concerning game to go into. And this was also the second attempt because we had my opponent had some connection problems at home, had to restart the router and stuff. But it meant conceding out the game and starting again, and that was quite good for me because in the first turn one of my catchers failed a go for it and managed to injure themselves to the tune of a miss next game. So humans, that time I won the toss, decided to defend first and got that injury just before the connection problem started. This time my opponent won the toss and chose to kick as well, so they're also defending. So they've had quite a bit of development for two games. Two of the blitzers with Mighty Blow. There's one with tackle, there's a lineman with tackle as well, so that's all their levels. They've also got a thrower and an ogre. 1, 2, 3 linemen with no levels, and they've got a load of linemen in here because they have a catcher who's missing the game. I also have a player missing the game, so I have a loner who's over here giving an assist. Not much in the way of levels. I've got a kick lineman. I'm attacking, so kick lineman can go anywhere. Perfect defense actually really set me back here. But yeah, kick lineman and a dodge catcher are my only levels. 2 blitzers and a thrower as well. Thrower on 4 points back here, so I'd like to level him with 2 passes as early as I can in this drive. Yeah, I was quite nicely set up for some blocks here. I was going to get 2 dice in the ogre and everything if things went right. Touchback helps. If that had gone really deep, it would have been quite annoying. So I can just give the ball straight to the thrower, and I think one of my first moves is to just get a point on him. Yeah, so move the catcher back. So I know the ball's going to be safe because the humans can't reach that far, even if they make a hole. Point on the lineman, and then I have to start making dodges to open myself some opportunities to block. So trying to hit the Mighty Blow guys. They're kind of targets because they're dangerous, but they go both down straight away, so really bad start to a drive. Have to use the loner to make a block now. Even getting a pushback there would be great because it opens up 2 dice blocks here. So the humans based up to try and deny me blocks, but what they ended up doing is giving me more blocks in the end. So I've knocked over 3 players so far. Where I would only have hit 3. And then maybe got a blitz, but I don't think I'd have blitzed anyone else because they'd set up really well initially to make it difficult for me to blitz. I wouldn't have got 2 dice on anybody. There's an injury. That's the tackle blitzer, which is a really useful player for me to get off the pitch, and they are out of the game. I think are they out of this game? I think it was just badly hurt, wasn't it? Foul dodge there, inevitably going to be one at some point. Where was that? That was over here. So I have left my blitzer in contact with the Mighty Blow guy here, so that's not great. I'd need to keep my blitzers on the pitch really. Yeah, this is just badly hurt, this one. So they've got 2 dice there quite easy. There's a big gap here that they could flood through and put loads of pressure on the ball. But they don't take that option. Instead decide to hold this line over here. Ogre blitz, this is on 3 dice on the loader. Oh no, why is it not? Oh, this guy can't assist, so it's not on 3 dice. There's an injury back, so injury each. That's my journeyman. -1 armor value, he doesn't get the apothecary obviously. No inducements in this game because we're so close on team value. Hand the ball back to the catcher, the thrower, and then I want a throw to level the thrower. Nice thing you can do with elves. Not so much new edition. Throwers still can, obviously, they're still pretty good at that. But blitz there will give me 2 dice on this Mighty Blow player. That is just a push, but I'm looking to leave. So they've got 3 Mighty Blow players. If none of them are in base contact, they can only get one mighty blow hit in a turn. So I get 1 dice here, which is less risky than dodging both of these players away, because it's only 1 2+ roll. And now none of the mighty blow players are in contact with anybody, which is a big aim throughout this game for me. If only one of those 3 can hit someone a turn, it's much less dangerous, and I can keep some of my team on the pitch. But I am happy having the ball back here with no pressure. I've left a big gap here, 2 turns now. And if players start coming through here, it'll start being concerning. There's a double skulls, but re-rolled and that's safe. And humans have 3 re-rolls to my 2 for the game. Just stepping in there. It's only a slight step forward there to try and tag people up. The tackle player in against my dodge player, which is a matchup they'll be trying to make the whole time and I'll be trying to avoid. And then base it up to, it forces me to, to make dodges, and sometimes they're going to fail. Thrower comes up to join in the game, but there's still this big gap that hasn't been exploited. I think players down here would have concerned me. But now I'm going to stop hanging out of the back because it looks like they could do that. I can't trust them to keep not doing that. I set myself up on a 2 dice block, so I want this one because I need it at least to push there so I can get 2 dice on this tackle guy, which is less dangerous for my catcher. But a couple of knockdowns with no armor breaks. Yeah, I've got 2 dice there to trap this one against the touchline. And a blitz here. Where's this gone? Oh, this is on this guy. I have to use a reroll there. So second time I've hit one of those 1 in 9 blocks. That time dangerous to me wasn't when the blitzer did it. It just meant nothing happened. And knock down with 1 dice and then retreat up here because I'm about to do something here. Yeah, I think if that dodge had failed, this lineman could have reached the ball to mark up where it was, so move the ball back first. And now none of the humans can reach. But they retreat again, where definitely the option to go down and put pressure on the ball. Putting pressure on the ball means I have to do something with it. I've got to roll some dice and it risks me dropping the ball. But obviously I can also move it quickly, and if I get the ball down here where they can't reach it, that's dangerous too. And it's safer to play this way where you're holding back, but it doesn't force me to do anything, and I've still got 5 turns to try and get through. But they're reforming their line here, keeping it firm, basing me up to make it difficult to do anything. And yeah, block here to free this player from surf danger. I think, is it this turn? I think this is a turn where I decided to just apply some Elves for proceedings, and throw quite a few dice and get away with them. So I have to use, that's another 1 in 9 there, which uses my last reroll in turn 4. Borrowed the tackle player marked up, so I kind of needed that, because now I'm giving the ball to this catcher and trying to move down the flank. This is over here, which is 2 dice there. And I think actually this is a better position for me than what happens now. Yeah, so throwing lots of dodges, I think I throw a block here, which is just a pushback, and yeah, I have to follow it. And I think that's not as good for me as what I had before with this guy trapped in here, because he can get around there at the ball carrier. And that was a dodge out there with a couple of 3+s, I think, or 3+, 2+. Blitz down by the ogre. So opening with a big guy blitz is risky, but they get away with it. You've got Bonehead to negotiate, then you've got the chance of a 1 in 9 is the danger of a Relona reroll. But they can get this guy round into the ball carrier, which is unwelcome if that's what happens. So moving that assist in there so that this guy can move after, which is pretty nice. It gives them that move back, and I think he comes over to cause trouble over this way. Yeah, he does. and Lyman's around there. So that kind of shuts off this route for me because I don't have players based up initially to be able to do a lot about that. And I look to retreat next turn. And I kind of get a bit stuck here. With all these players in front of me, I get a bit stuck about getting through, and the rest of the half becomes quite difficult for me. And I'm already down to no rerolls, and it didn't get any easier from here. So because they're quite spread out here as well, it makes it difficult for me to switch, and I probably should have realised that and lent into going down this way. This guy can score with 2 go-for-its. Should maybe have tried and taken that by just getting this fella out of the way, because I could move him there, this one to blitz there. I only need a push, and there's 2 2+s to score. But instead I come back this way. Let's ball back to my thrower, who has already levelled with passes, but why not throw some more? I would like my blitzers to be scoring touchdowns in this game. This one is on 3 points, so go give him the ball. So dodged out there. I think I was trying to look at blitzing this guy, but I didn't really get to it. And I think, does this go wrong? Yeah. I think what I was actually going to do was blitz this one on 1 dice. But found the dodge. So one's showing up. And I've had a few bad block dice show up as well. And I'm highlighting those because I know my opponent's dice in the second half are appalling. And I just wanted to show that, I didn't have it all my way either. Some of the consequences were not so bad as what happened in the second half to my opponent, though. So double skulls there. Obviously I didn't have it much go their way in the first half either, although they did play a really good first half and have some success. Like they've had a casualty, we've had a casualty each. And yeah, just holding this quite solid line, not leaving me an easy blitz, pairing up players so it's hard to get assists without committing more players that they can then hit back. And I think that was an error. I think I was looking at this guy could come through here or 3+2+ with dodge, be a scoring threat that I have to deal with, and that would hopefully serve as bait to make a hole somewhere else where I could score in a later turn. But I think I messed that up a bit. I didn't get this guy down there. What was I doing? Definitely failed something else. I'll bring the ball over this way again. Oh no, I just decided not to move him in the end. Oh, okay, give him the ball back to that catcher. I think in preparation of maybe doing that next turn, but there's no reason for me to expect that that's still here. Hey, I'm applying some more elf. That's 2 3+s and a 2+, just as a last action. I brought my thrower back here as a possible outlet for the ball as well next turn. Because I can kind of tell the humans are staying a bit deep and just trying to stop me scoring, which is a good thing to do probably. Got Mighty Blow hit on this blitzer, so still keeping that all 3 Mighty Blow players not in contact at the end of my turn is an aim all through the game, so that I only get 1 Mighty Blow hit a turn, and it's not working yet at the moment. Ogre over there, and that's a slip. They had a double skulls in there as well, which used their reroll. But also the loner has Ogre has loner, and fouled that one. So I'm looking at this gap. Like, can I get the ball in this gap? But I need players over here. I think I was looking at trying to get this catcher over around this area so it could reach the end zone. And in trying to do that, I was looking at assist here, blitz this guy so the catcher can come up and stand there, and then get the ball to it. But failed that go for it. No rerolls left. And then this is my only player who can score. He's going to have to go 3+2+, and then 2+ into the end zone, and then I've got to make a long throw into there. My thrower's down, so it's going to have to be someone else who does it as well. Getting a Mighty Blow hit off there. I think this is probably the better blitz target because he still can score, although they need to push him back 2 squares at least if they do that. They've pushed him back 1. I got another go at him, so another pushback here. He's down anyway. So no score for me first half. I got a bit stuck trying to move side to side where I didn't really have the space to do that because my opponent was holding this bit of the centre and playing quite deep, so I had no easy way through and I had no real option to switch, and I was trying to still do that, which I shouldn't have. I think that a few turns ago where I had that potential blitz available, could maybe have moved a couple of players around here to try and screen, or just tried to run it in with 2 go for it's. Yeah, that's perhaps what I'm going to do. So I'd looked at this initially as, and I wanted to look at this again to see if I could do anything else. I could do 1, 2, 3 as I go for it. Yeah, what I was looking at is I was and I dismissed it because it'd be a 1 dice trying to blitz from there to try and chain push into him, and I've made a box there. But I was like, well, I can't score because that's the square he needs to stand in to then be able to reach the end zone. So that was why I dismissed it. But then earlier on, before watching this, I was like, hang on, I think there might have been more opportunity. So yeah, and all I needed to do was dodge this one out into there, and then use the thrower. So it's a couple 2+ rolls to fill in there as well, and then when he pushes back into him, those 2 squares are filled, so I could have pushed him there. That one in there, it'll be a 3+ catch, 2+ dodge, and then 2+ go for it, so I could have still scored from there. Should have filled in those gaps as well, and I had the players to do it, and then he could come and blitz from there. 1 dice push into there. Yeah, could still have scored, but I didn't. Yeah, didn't go for that. Didn't spot it at the time. So I'm just looking at throwing some blocks, see if I can generate some points. So this player's in here. I think I blitzed there. And then if this is a power, I get 2 dice on this mighty blow as well. It is. So I can follow up and grab an injury too. So that's another blitz throughout the game, who's an unleveled one. That's a miss next game. 2 dice on this blitzer. Mighty blow 1. That's just a knockdown. And I can go for a pass just for a point. Throwing it to the catcher, so I get a reroll on the catch. And this one's generating lots of points. 1 dice there as well, just to round things off. Yeah, so strong end to the half of that last turn, but it was too like I did have that chance to score still that I should probably have taken, but I didn't spot it in time. But yeah, quite a strong start getting that other blitz throughout the game, because that was major. I was concerned about all those blitzers, but now we've got the same number of block players for the second half, and the humans are on 9 players as well to my 10, which is going to be helpful and make that second half easier, which I kind of need because now I don't have the ball and it's level. So I lost that first half really. I should have scored. It is the expectation when you got the ball that you will do that. But now I'm defending. I'm on 10 players. Humans on 9, like we said. So they do have the uphill task of scoring against more players. And individually, most of my players are better just because of that extra point of agility they've got. Otherwise, they're really similar. And they have more hitting power. And these 3 mighty blow players on the line of scrimmage are all going to take a hit. Although I don't think they're set up in the best way for that. And we'll hopefully in this turn see why. Something you should perhaps be aiming to do when you take line of scrimmage hits is to hit diagonally. Let's see how this one goes. So this one does get knocked down and follows up there. Yeah, this one's just a pushback. So if you imagine the ogre and one of the blitzers, say this one, had switched places, you start with this blitzer from here hitting this player with an assist. That's 2 dice. If you get stuck with a pushback, you push it along there, and then you've got another player who can block. And if you knock it down, fine. You leave it laying there. Leave your blitzer here. And then this blitzer has got 2 dice here, and you hit it and it goes back down, or you just push it back. But then the ogre who's here in this imaginary scenario has this player to hit with 1-2 assists. That's 3 dice, and hitting diagonally like that, you could even maybe try and manufacture a diagonal hit here. Maybe have this, just have them in a different position where they can hit diagonally, so if you get stuck with pushbacks, you've got another chance to hit them again. Also, following up here means the ogre doesn't get 3 dice, which is just a pushback again. But you could also have just maybe moved another player in to do that, and make that 3 dice. So do a good job here of blocking up this way, so I'm not coming through here, and most of my team are offset over to this flank, so it's probably a good decision. But it does mean I'm going to try and come around this way, and that means this is my blitz target, because I want to make as much space as I can to get my catcher especially around into this sort of area, and do get the knockdown there for a knockout too, so it makes even more space on the pitch for me. I don't want to follow up because I don't want to have to throw a dodge to get my blitzer through there. Catcher can come through here. I don't want to dodge through because there's tackle. Oh, it's not the dodge catcher. Doesn't matter. I could have dodged through maybe. But this player is over here. He's near the tackle guy, so I want to protect him. Which I think I do. Do I make an L shape here? No, just make a line. Makes that catcher hard to blitz. If they've got no guard in the team, they're not going to get 2 dice on him. And I think I do come a bit too far this way. I think maybe this blitzer should have been back here a bit more, because they do opportunistically and probably quite rightly make that pass to run down here, but now they need to protect this guy, which they can do quite effectively. So maybe looking at this corner that I need to protect, and I think if this blitzer was deeper back, I could have made that protecting that corner essential. Instead they've gone down there with the blitzer, who could have got there with the go for it. I remember seeing at the time. I'm not sure what the plan was with the ogre before that. That's a failed go for it. Where's this guy going? Oh, he's trying to come in here to mark up. I'd maybe question whether you needed to re-roll that. It's the last action. I mean, it is marking 2 players, but it's also giving up a block. Because the ogre's boneheaded, he's got no tackle zone. I can move someone else in here, and that's just 2 dice I've got there. That being marked up there without protection here means I can stand someone else in either of these squares, and that's another 2 dice there. And obviously my blitz is going to have to be down here somewhere, and I think it's on this guy. So that's 3 players I can hit this turn with 2 dice on each one, because I've got the numbers to make sure I can get the assists on there and the speed to get a couple of players back here. So assists coming there from that blitzer, who also puts pressure on the back of the cage, especially if he's free next turn. Throw down there in case the ball gets dropped, because I will be looking to at least put a tackle zone on this player. So the block first, because it's with the block player first, is the safest one, and that is a knockout as well. So 2 knockouts in 2 turns, which is helpful, and another one there as well. This turn actually was pretty silly. Just lots of high numbers start turning up on the injury dice, and we're not actually finished yet either, because we've still got this one, which is a both down, but a knockout in my favour, is stun for my guy. So 4 players knocked out in 2 turns is pretty silly and probably shouldn't happen, but sometimes it's just going to. And we could think about where they based up all those players at the end. Did they need to actually get in contact with them, or could they just screen them off? And if they hadn't, I could only have hit 1 player that turn. It turned out the only 3 players I hit in the whole turn all got knocked out, which is unfeasible, but it did happen. So he's made the dodge, which is I don't think actually was the best play, because neither of these can assist, and you've got this guy here. Failing that is 1 in 3. It's 1 in 9 with a reroll, and they've got rerolls available. But this guy could have just come in and blitzed here. He only needs to push back, which is well, 8 out of 9 is fine. It's what is it, 1 in 81 to get a turnover with the team reroll doing that, and then he doesn't need to dodge. But he's made the dodge anyway, so now he's got a reroll for the go for it he needs. And obviously the end zone tripwire comes into play here, but you think a reroll, fine, it's got to work, but it doesn't. And it's unfortunate, and it's how the game works, and we've all had it before. But yeah, losing 4 players in 2 turns, and then that's the point where the game switches. And it's very unfortunate for my opponent. And we were on a Discord call at the time, and he wasn't very happy. But it's how the game goes. It's the game we all know and love and hate all at the same time. And it's happened to him. But it probably was the right play, except for that, the blitz being better than the dodge there. It was the right course of action. Like, he's down players. He's had 4 knockouts in 2 turns. The best way to get them back is score as quick as possible. And 2 of them at least should come. Well, 2 of them on the numbers should come back, and then they're back up to. And then they're still only back up to 7 players actually. But yeah, apart from that, it was the right play. Apart from the blitz is a bit better. But like I say, I think the series I did about how to play Blood Bowl, like, don't look at the outcome of your actions, look at the probability, and 35 times out of 36 is 1-0 up there and getting 2 of these players back. But it didn't happen, and it's going to happen sometimes, and it's just dealing with that. So now my thrower can reach the ball. This catch is in scoring position. I could score this turn with a big long throw, and I think that kind of is my aim this turn. I think that's what I'm going for. So I'm trying to protect this catcher. In case it's an inaccurate throw, it means there's more chance of a tackle zone being on it. The ogre's still boneheading as well. Maybe activating the ogre first might have been a good idea. Throw doesn't come off, roll a 1 then a 2. Needed a 4+ to get it on target. A 3 would have been inaccurate, but as it is, would have been a fumble, but for safe hands. So safe throw rather, not safe hands. That's David Seaman. So ogre is back, and I think this is an anger blitz from the ogre, and it's again like straight into a 1 in 9. Forgot about loner when they made that reroll, but does get a pushback, and the loner does come off. So the ball's based up, but I've already got 2 assists on the ogre. So my best way out, rather than dodging, is 1 more assist in and then blitz with a blitzer. Yeah, which is what I'm already eyeing up, and because the humans have got so few players left, they can't do a lot to stop that. So that's 1 more assist, blitz here, 2 dice with block, puts the ogre down, and then the throws 3 to move. Again, can score this turn, but that's going to hand initiative back to my opponent a bit, so I'll hold on a little while. Just short of the end zone, and I've got another block I can throw here. Catcher over there, that's more protecting this guy, and then that's an assist in there for 2 dice. Which is another knockdown. But just a stun this time. And back to the humans, who don't have a lot on. They can get 2 dice there, which is both down, and they're saving their reroll for later. 2 stuns. And I think at this point, strategically, the best thing to do is just hold the ball down here until I can win 1-0 in turn 16. But that's also quite boring. And I had a thought of, the humans have got so few players back. If these recover rolls are that bad, I could probably win this 2-0. So why not score now? I'm trying to develop a team. More touchdowns is going to help that. So I think I do just stick this one in, this turn. And that leaves me 3 turns with more players to try and get the ball off them again and put another one in. So very bad drive for my opponent there, and it was a bit high rolly, and it wouldn't normally happen. I don't think they did a great deal wrong. Do get 3 of their 4 knockouts back, which is good for them. Arguably the first good thing that's happened to them in the game. But they're down to 8 players. Neither of us had a bench in this game. It's 10 against 8, and they're attacking once more. Do start with some blocks. They're doing the same thing of hitting straight forwards rather than diagonally. Put those 2 down. Ogre has 3 dice now, which is the right way to set it up, but it's 3 both downs, which is silly. I think we worked it out, was it 6 or 7%? Does get another knockout, so knocked out 2 linemen in that turn. But when it's kind of too late for it to matter, almost, that does make it, forget what they're on, 8. Yeah, it makes it 8 plays 8. So evened up within that one turn, and that's how quickly things can change when you're playing the numbers game with this. This is obviously my blitz. This blitz is coming down to hit this one, and that's going to hopefully give me more space. I want this catcher to come through, who I think can pick up the ball this turn. Blitzer comes in there. I don't think I can keep the ball very safe. I'm pretty sure they're going to get 2 dice. On the ball. Another catcher over here in case I need to support next turn. And I think this one can reach to pick up. Yeah, it's 2 go for it and then a pick up. So hit all the 2s. And some more 2s. Generates another point. Figured the block player is harder to get the ball off of than the player with no skills. And that's where the blitz is coming with the Mighty Blow Blitzer. Who does find a power. And causes an injury, so a couple of points on that blitzer. Badly hurt, that's fine for me. I'm not going to apothecary that at this stage of the game because he's not coming back anyway, really, not in any meaningful way. I do catch the bounce, which is good for the humans. I had these 2 back because if the humans had managed again to make a throw, move the ball quickly down there, I wanted players who could deal with it, especially one up. That's a failed go for it to try and get a marker on this catcher. So this catcher can score next turn. But I have to get the ball to them. So at the moment I've got 3+ dodge, 2+ handoff to the thrower, then 2+2+ with rerolls. But I think I'm going for the blitz on this player. Which even a pushback, need to reroll that. Even a pushback is going to mean a 2+ dodge out. But find a pal. Nothing, so it's 2+2+, then 2 2+s with rerolls for the thrower and the catcher, and that will be 2-0 with a turn left each. It is 2, so I've quietly been generating a lot of star player points in this game with a lot of throws. Obviously 2 touchdowns, a couple of casualties, but largely actually throws. I've thrown the ball. I think most turns I held the ball, I've threw it to someone, and that's really helped me tick up loads of points in this game. Not quit yet. My team's also come through relatively intact. There's a badly hurt blitzer who's fine next game, and a journeyman who's not going to be around anyway. 2 knockouts didn't come back, so I'm still on 7 players. Humans are on 9, but they've only got 1 turn. I don't have any catchers, so it's going to be difficult to try and get a 1 turn done. A blitzer can make it, and there is a big gap because I don't have enough players to protect the whole line. But I think they're much more interested in 3 mighty blow hits on these 3 players here. 2 of these linemen could have started up next to the ogre to give it 3 dice. Perhaps on a diagonal so you can hit along the line. If the ogre gets pushbacks, you get more chances. So yeah, like 2 of these linemen could have been in here and here. Maybe 2 linemen there, the ogre there, and then hit that way. Blitzers could have been there to hit that way, so you've still got on a pushback, you've still got another chance. But get them both down first time anyway. That one for another injury, which is a miss next game. Use the Apothecary, still a miss next game, but they were both that in the 40s. So yeah, so right at the end. So do put one assist in for the Ogre. They get a second as well. They do get a second in as well. Ogre gets 3 dice, but it's just a pushback. And then I think they go for a pass. What I could have done was move the catcher, move the guy who's going to catch the ball over first to make the throw a 3+. Frozen target, but the catch is no good, and that ends what they've got. I don't think did I manage to do anything else. I think I'll stand up here and blitz that one with them. Yeah, I don't think anyone else could really reach without throwing go for it. But very contrasting fortunes in my halves were that I had no rerolls. I'd used my last reroll on turn 4 in the first half, and I still had 2 at the end of the second half. I think I got a bonus one from a kickoff, but yeah, just used the one. Good MVP for the humans though, with the Ogre grabbing that. With the casualty it got on my journeyman as well. That's a level. But yeah, high elves out blocking humans should arguably not happen, but a lot of that might have come when the numbers were quite significantly impacting things. And it was 6 removals to 5 in my favour, but a few of mine coming quite late in the game. So those 2 knockouts coming just before the second touchdown. But 2 of those casualties were quite late as well. So I played most of the game with 10 players, where the humans were down sort of, I think, to 6 at one point, and with 9 at the most for a lot of the game. And that really is what happened with the game. I had loads of the ball, and like I said, most of the time I had the ball, I was throwing it, and that contributed to generating 23 star player points in one game, which was quite shocking at the end. I hadn't noticed that I'd got that many together, and 3 of those players leveled as well. If we want to look at actual dice, it's all quite evenly spread. I think blocks weren't so much, though. Oh yeah, this is quite bad actually. Yeah, I hadn't looked at this before. I just assumed it would be, but wrongly. Yeah, this was pretty bad. A lot of the time these will be alright, although yeah, things like the Ogre rolling them is no good. That's why block is so valuable for big guys, but they obviously don't come with it, and I did have better ones, I think it's fair to say. Although in the first half quite a lot of combinations of these were coming up which were unhelpful. Second half it just didn't happen to me, and that's how the game can go. We're done with that. Had one other game happen. This was Chaos against Skaven, which the Chaos won 1-0. Skaven had a Rat Ogre back, not Rat Ogre, a Guster Runner back, but got knocked out late in the second half and didn't play any further part in the game, and was about to score when it got knocked out. And yeah, ended 1-0 to the Chaos. So Chaos's first win of the season. So no, it isn't. They beat the who did they play? They beat the Undead team first game. So their second win of the season. You can see we've still got 2 games to go, but I shoot up to 5th from 7th. Chaos are up to 2nd with their 2 wins. 2 games still to go so this is Dark Elves against Amazons, which I've got a feeling is happening Sunday. And we've got Undead against Nurgle, which I think is happening tonight on Friday. And then we'll have another week officially of the match round. But let's have a look at all 4 teams that have played so far. My lunch break is coming to a close soon. So the Chaos have got their Armour 8 Warrior back. I'm playing this team next. I am going to be picking on that Warrior, I'm afraid. They can afford to replace him. I think they're considering a Minotaur, so saving up for that. But this is going to be a target. If it's easy to injure as a Beastman and more valuable, I think it's going to be a target. They did pick up a Dodge Beastman in the last game. That's good use of a double. I was on the call with them at the time, talking about some of the options. I think Dodge probably is like the right answer most people would go for on a double and a Beastman. But things I've experimented with in the past are a pass, because then you've got a throw-in dimension to your game as a Chaos team as an option. If you need to score quickly, it can be really helpful. Diving tackle is another one I've taken on an early beastman double. I probably wouldn't do either of those with a Nurgle team when you only get 4 of these, but on a Chaos team, when you're going to have, well, you're starting with 7, you're going to only go up from there. I think they can be good options, but yeah, dodge is definitely not wrong, and probably most people would say the definitive choice to go with. So that's the Chaos team. Apart from this warrior, looking in pretty good shape. They're probably going to be wanting more levels, but they've got a few players here who are getting close, you know. So a couple of players on 3 who are going to be people they want to score touchdowns with. Obviously that gets them up to 6. It's one on 4 who I think got 2 casualties in that last game. Definitely recently anyway. It's 2 casualties. The humans did get that. The ogre MVP was the only level, and 2 block, which is exactly what you want from an ogre. Roll double 6 but turn down the +1 strength for block, which I think is the right choice. Wouldn't be what everyone does, but is exactly what I had to do in that situation. I think is the right one. They're down a blitzer for the next game. They bought a second catcher, so they're not going to be on any loners. And they've got 11, including the block ogre for next time. I had the 3 levels that I mentioned, largely done through passes, but although this catcher did get all 8 of those star player points in that game. It was 2 touchdowns, 2 passes. Took dodge. I had a lineman level who got that casualty very early on. They had an MVP from an earlier game, and they took block. And the thrower's gone up. I think all 9 of these points are from passes, and they've taken accurate. I'm interested to see if they've thrown 9 passes. They have thrown 9 passes in 3 games. That's how you level an elf thrower. And has accurate now, so he's going to be even better at that. And we're down a lineman again next game against a chaos. Could afford a new lineman, but I want a catcher next, really. Or maybe a reroll. I think I'll go up to the 3rd reroll before getting a catcher. So escaping blade as well. I don't remember if they had anyone level. They had that 1-0 defeat. No, they've got 3 permanently injured line rats now. Gutter, I think, they didn't. I don't think they picked up really many points at all in that last game. Let's see. Can I look at it? I can. I got a couple of casualties, but not on anyone who levelled. And they're still in there. So I think that the casualties. The Rattles had 1 casualty so far. I don't think it was that last game, was it? No, it's this one. And one of the linos. Probably this one, second. Yeah, that's where they are. And who else has played? Oh no, the other 4 teams, all the ones to come. Next week, like I said, we've got Chaos. It's also Humans, Amazons. The human team we just saw playing Amazons, who are out in front at the moment. Skaven Undead and Nurgle against Dark Elves. We're going to have, I think, at least one of these games next week, probably. We'll see how we go. The only team we've not been able to see yet are the Skaven, actually, who I wanted to cover this week, but it sort of depended when they played in relation to my game. So we'll hopefully get to see them next match week. But yeah, there we are.